How you guys doing? What's going on tonight? Welcome to Jessica Kohiner News and Politics. I have some breaking news for you guys. Everybody been worried, they've been stressed out, mamas, daddies, you name it, about these SNAP benefits. If you guys do not know, SNAP benefits, that is food stamps, okay? We use that card to go get some food, to fill our bellies, and then get our backs bigger. But Trump used snaps, try to work out some politic deals, and pretty much made over 40 million Americans suffer because he's not getting what he wants. So the judge is speaking out and pretty much slamming Trump and says, release the funds now. You do not get to use SNAP and weaponize food stamps, making millions of Americans hungry because you want to play these political games, because you want to dictate everything. And the judge says, and they said not one, but two. So I have some TikTokers that are speaking out about this to give us more information. And I want to know your thoughts about this. Also, I want to let you guys know that if you hit that link, you guys can come up, and I would love to hear from you guys. And I want to know your thoughts about all of this. My goodness. All right. So also, they're talking about this. These are MAGAs, and they're saying that, people that have the food stamps, they're using the food stamps for wigs, weave, and fake fingernails. They're directing their anger towards black women. I mean, this is the direct shot towards black women. And they never talk about how majority of the people that's on food stamps don't even wear nails, don't even wear wigs. They are Caucasian individuals, But they want to bypass that, and they want to tell the MAGA people, hey, this is only hurting black women, so you don't have to worry about it. But I don't think the MAGA people are getting food anymore, because these white individuals, they're hurting too, because they don't get the food stamps either. So let's look into all of this. Again, if you guys want to sound off, I would love to hear from you. You just hit that link at the top in the chat and come up here, and I definitely want to hear the people's opinion about this. So let's go here first. I want you guys to check this out.
That has exploded over the last 20 years, and we are just dumping $100 billion a year into a program that we all know is being so woefully corrupted and exploited. People are selling their benefits. People are using them to get their nails done, to get their weaves and their hair. I mean, this is a really ugly program. It's weird to me to hear Josh Hawley screaming that we have to protect this, and that we're not talking about why is it so ridiculously expensive and exploited, and what can we do to make it better.
I just provided my colleagues another one of my charts yesterday that showed from the inception in the 70s until President Obama, we would fluctuate somewhere between 6 and 10% of Americans on food stamps, right? Then Obama came in, dramatically increased flux of eligibility. Now it's between 10 and 15%. Right now you have 42 million Americans, 12.3% of our population on food stamps. That is not a metric of success. It's a metric of failure. And no, I mean, that program needs to be dramatically reformed. We are making way too many Americans dependent on government. That's what Obamacare did with the Medicaid expansion, which is really pushing out disabled children from care because of, people, because they get paid more, would prefer providing medical services to single, able-bodied, working-age childless adults. I mean, the damage Democrats do with their supposedly well-intentioned programs, but completely poorly designed programs, is incalculable.
Yeah, I don't think they're even well-intentioned. I think it's all just a game to get as many people on them as you can, because then you've got a very reliant base of voters. If they need that program, if they need that money, they're always going to vote for you. So it's just a game of how many can we get on there, and that's why the moment you start talking about doing it responsibly, they freak out, because that's going to be cutting people off of it. I mean, that's the worst thing for their product.
I can't argue with the Democrats are all about growing government, which means making more Americans dependent on government.
Yep.
That's not the way to improve our society and really improve those people's lives.
You have Republic. I mean, this is a program that is
All right, so in a short form, they feel like, listen, these SNAP benefits, black women are using them and taking advantage of the situation. They're using it, they're selling it to get wigs, to get their hair done, to nails, pretty much saying that black women are liars, they are thieves, and they're not to be trusted, and they're taking advantage of the system. That is pretty much what he said in so many words. And I want to know, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree with him? Press 1 if you guys agree. Press 2 if you guys do not agree. Feel free to hit that link. And I'm looking in the comment section on this side, and people are saying 76% of white people on government assistance, but they're never going to mention that. They're not going to talk about that. It says, but most people that get benefits are white, last time I checked. So they're not going to mention that, because I think that you have to realize their base is MAGA, their base is majority white people. So they are telling the white people, their white audience, these black individuals, Keisha and Ray Ray and Pookie and them, they are taking advantage of government assistance. And also he brought up Obama. He pretty much saying that Obama is the reason for this. And you guys know how they hate Obama. So in their mind, they like, my goodness, you're right. It needs to be reformed, just like everything needs to be reformed about the immigration, about illegal immigrants. They are painting Democrats to say, hey, Democrats, they are just allowing things to be overflooded. They don't have any boundaries. They have no limits. People are taking advantage of the system, from illegal immigration to food stamps. And it's not helping them, because they are dependent on a system and they're not getting better. Their backs are getting bigger. Okay. That is pretty much what these individuals are saying. And I want to know, what are your thoughts about it? So this group that I'm reading, majority is African American, and the African Americans here are saying, listen, you guys, what about the white people? What about the white people? All right. So that is what we have here. I'm going to look down more. They said, I wonder what their friends purchased with those PPP loans. Okay. Want to see something? Show of hands low, mini. You bought the weave with the EBT. All right. So what are your thoughts about this? Comment, let me know. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. So also, I want to go here. I want to hear what this young lady has to say about SNAP, because I'm hearing the judges is slamming Trump and making him release it. I believe he has to release it by Monday. And then some people say, no, the judge said he has to release it now. And guess what? Trump is not liking this. He does not like anybody trying his authority, because it makes him look weak. You know, he don't want to look like the bad guy. He always want to look like the hero. People are even saying, yeah, he has to make a decision on Monday, and he's going to cave in to make him look like the hero. So we will just have to see. So check this out. Listen to what they're saying.
The first. Y'all. The funds were already put into place by Congress. They was just sitting there. You know, the Trump administration was trying to be spiteful because of the government shutdown. The government is still currently shut down, but those funds are already made available. So November SNAP benefits will be given, y'all. They will be given. And to my furlough workers that's sitting back, y'all, hold on. Trust me when I tell y'all, the SNAP benefits was just the first stepping stone. Right after that first week of November, that's the key thing. Today is Halloween, so it's a no-go. Saturday and Sunday, it's the weekend. They don't do nothing on the weekend. Monday, they're going to be back in session. They're going to come into their agreement, do what they got to do. If it ain't an agreement, Republicans going to get what they want, in a sense. If there's no agreement, and the government going to be back open before the 7th of November. Actual factual news you can use right there. Come on. Y'all gotta feel me. I've been saying it, y'all. I've been telling y'all how it was going to go. Okay? Thank y'all for sipping a little more tea when I ain't tea. Bye, y'all.
All right, so I want to see what other people have to say about this as well. Give me 1 second. Where was it? Okay.
A federal judge has ordered Donald Trump to use the contingency funds to fund SNAP. Here's the thing. So the contingency fund, it has money to provide SNAP benefits for Americans with the SNAP funds about to run out for the first time in U.S. history. Being that what it may, the contingency fund is not enough to fund the entirety of SNAP. So, also, with this being said, since Donald Trump has been ordered, now if he follows the judge's rule, that is yet to be seen. But if he follows the rule and they release the contingency fund, it's gonna take a while. So for people who are waiting on SNAP benefits and other things like that, this is definitely for you. It's not gonna be an immediate on the first you're gonna get funded. What's gonna end up happening is they're gonna have to do all this kind of math to release it through the Department of Agriculture and all kinds of shit to allocate the money. So if you get, let's say, $1,000, this is me saying this. Let's say you get like $1,000 in SNAP benefits for whatever reason. It's probably going to be dumbed down anywhere from 500 or lower than that, and it's not going to be immediate. It'll probably be 1 to 2 weeks into November, but it's still up in the air. Trump now has been ordered by a federal judge to do it and release the money. So we will see if he does not pull a dictator and does what the court of law says he should do. I will keep you updated with more. All right, well, breaking fuck the news. A federal judge has...
Politics lead. Moments ago, President Trump responded to the rulings today from two different federal judges who said that the White House and the Agriculture Department must use the billions of dollars in contingency funds to at least partially cover food stamp benefits in November. CNN's Jeff Zeleny is at the White House. Jeff, what did the president have to say?
Well, Jake, it was that back-to-back ruling from the federal judges that got the White House's attention. Certainly the president just a few moments ago writing on Truth Social from his Mar-a-Lago resort that the White House is now willing to pay. Let's take a look at part of his message here. It says, our government lawyers do not think that we have the legal authority to pay SNAP with certain monies we have available. And now two courts have issued conflicting opinions on what we can and cannot do. The president writes, I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government. Therefore, he says, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP.
Tell me this. Trump controls everything, but yet it's the radical Democrats that are in control now. So listening to what Trump just said, he says that the radical Democrats won't open up the government. So that means they have power. If you're saying they won't open up the government, they have power. How can the Democrats have power when you're the man in charge? Make it make sense. Stop pushing the bullshit. But let's go.
SNAP as soon as possible. Of course, SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps. It helps 42 million Americans, about 1 in 8 Americans. So this, of course, is the deadline that is looming tomorrow. So the White House is now saying they will pay. The question is, Jake, how long will that take to actually get enacted? Because it will take a while for the USDA to send the money to the states. And it's not enough to fund the entire month, but only partial funding. But for the first time, the president is saying he will pay the SNAP funds, much like he did military funding earlier this week. But what it does not do is move the shutdown any closer to being a reach. The president, of course, is not here. The House has been out of Washington for more than a month. The Senate also is not in Washington. So the shutdown is entering a second month here. But at least the SNAP benefits, it looks like, will be paid at least in part.
Imagine not having to show up to work for a month and still get paid. Man, nice work if you can get it. Jeff Zeleny, thanks so much. The president of a powerful Republican think tank.
We have breaking news regarding SNAP benefits. Today is Halloween, October 31st. This news just coming down moments ago. Let me look at my notes. Two federal judges have just ruled that the Trump administration must tap into billions of dollars in emergency funds to partially cover food stamp benefits in November. Now, tomorrow's November 1st. What was going to happen is that SNAP benefits were going to be stopped tomorrow because of the government shutdown. But these two judges are saying that President Trump is ordered to use a emergency fund to partially cover food stamp benefits in November. GOP leaders are rejecting Trump's call for congressional Republicans to end the shutdown by using a filibuster. So I'm not sure how the White House is responding to all of this, but this just coming in moments ago. Make sure
Huge news this afternoon. 2 federal judges just ruled, like minutes ago, that the Trump administration has to continue funding those SNAP benefits just hours before they were set to end. This is huge news. I can't understand.
So, Alex, these are the food deliveries canceled by the Trump administration.
All right, so you guys hear everybody is pretty much spitting out the same thing, okay? Let me see. He looks like he might say something
madder
different.
than a motherfucker. Anybody on SNAP benefits who lied on them applications, y'all might as well call them people up and tell them, yo, I don't need this shit. Because they about to go through all recipients' applications with a fine-tooth comb. And if they found that you lied, you're going to be sitting right next to P. Diddy. And this shit right here is big fucking facts. Federal court judge John McConnell has blocked Donald Trump's ambition to cut off SNAP benefits to millions of Americans. And y'all know how Trump rock. He's very vindictive. So if you lied or falsified any information on that SNAP application, man, call them people and tell them you don't want that shit. Because they're going to come and lock you the fuck up. And this right here is facts.
Big Facts Cafe.
What's his name? Big Facts Cafe?
Big Facts Cafe.
Ooh, what do y'all think about
Trump
that?
has the most.
Well, what do we have here? Breaking news, everyone. Trumpelstiltskin now wants to be the savior of SNAP. He posted this on Truth Social just a short time ago, saying that the government lawyers don't think they have the legal authority to pay it, but 2 federal courts say they have to. Those federal court rulings came out of Boston and Rhode Island today, ordering the administration to at least partially fund SNAP. Now he's instructing the government lawyers to ask the judges for clarification on how they can legally do it. Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe how you've always funded it in the past when governments have shut down and SNAP benefits had to be sent out? That emergency fund that the USDA has? That's a good place to start. But honestly, I called this, so many other creators called this, and he does this with this app too. Comes in at the last minute, swoops in, saves the day, savior of the people. He does go on to say that these benefits will not be available on November 1st. They're going to be delayed. And by the way, it's not the Democrats' fault. The Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. And by the way, the Senate, they went home. And the House canceled their vote on Monday, so it doesn't look like the government is going to open anytime soon. Well, what do we have here? Breaking news, everyone. Trump.
Well, that's all I have here. I think I went through and I let you guys know every single update. And I want to know, do you guys like me doing live streams? Press 1 if you like the live streams, or press 5 if you prefer the uploads here at Jessica Kohainor News and Politics. All right, I'm going to leave out right now. Love you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Alisa. Thank you, Random. I really appreciate it, and everybody else that showed up, and hope you guys get more engaged. I want to get to know you guys, all right? Peace, love, and happiness.